Never a dull moment, is there, Henry?
It's always an exciting time. I like those sponsor shout-outs they're doing as well.
They do very good.
He's doing a very good job over there.
Duncan can get away with it because he pretty much does that in all of his content videos anyway. Like the exact same way, same format.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, it's the final game of the group stages. The absolute last chance for the quarterfinals. North surely got to be best in GODSENT here. You'd think. Out of all the teams they've got to beat in this entire tournament, GODSENT is one they can do. I would say 2-0 as well.
Yeah, I lean toward that. I do. And partly because of what they said on the desk toward the end. GODSENT, especially Thorne said it, they're very recent as a team. They won't have too much depth to rely on. Inexperienced, aside from, Disco Doplin had his chance at the top, Freddie B, Twist. They've all been around, but as a whole unit, they certainly don't stack up to the likes of North and pretty much any capacity. And North as well, yes, yesterday they played not the greatest game of Counter-Strike against NIP. They did play very well, I thought, the day before, so we'll have to see how it unfolds. Brolen's going to start it off. He'll push down the underpass. Good position for him to find MSL. It was Freddie B that got the first shot. Over his shoulder, Mertz! What is that? He's the reverse side of the doorway. AZ jumps, takes the aggro, and he pulls 3 very fast and concise kills. He's looking for a potential ace, and it's Hampus he'll have to find in order to do so. Kiabi might beat him to the punch, but the result will be the same. I take it back. Mertz is going to need the ace as Hampus gets 2, brings it to a 1-on-1. And they have identical USPs to try and win it out. Hampus isn't sure if Mertz continued down the short tunnel or not. And without that information and the bomb down, the advantage does go to Mertz.
Well, the bomb certainly down, but he hasn't seen it. He's walked right by it. So, Hampus making his way back. He has got so much time to play with. I'd say that gives him a slight edge here, especially with Mertz with no information as to where the bomb is. It will be recovered now. Hampus picks it up. And now where does he head to?
I'm surprised Mertz, so I called it, I thought he would have spotted the bomb. He got the 3 kills. It would have hit the deck. He must have assumed when it backed off and what was on the ledge that he couldn't see it, and therefore it was gone. So plays toward the A site at the truck. And Hampus is walking directly toward it. I would have expected that Hampus, having gone all the way through B and came back out, might have expected he went to A because he didn't confront him anywhere else, but he'll still take the chances of time being on his side. He's got 16 seconds, and he's walking directly into the lineup. Mertz can't hit it, but he makes do, and an ace to start things off.
That's not bad at all. Well done to young Mertz. The AWPer gets an ace in the pistol round. That's going to give him a ton of cash and obviously get the team in a very promising position here on overpass. That's very nice indeed. They come out of the connector there, and he gets the aggro taken away for him, hits every shot that really matters, comes down to the 1 versus 1. I've been gutting if he didn't pull that one off, but managed to do it. Nice positioning towards the A site. Didn't want to play himself, just stuck himself in one position, took a chance, bit of a 50-50 in that respect, but it works out for him. And there will be a force buy from GODSENT in the second round with no bomb going down in the pistol there. Mertz opting for the scout as we see whether he can find the opening pick in. Nothing really found at the very start. CZs and that Deagle going through the underpass here. We'll see whether they can find the first pick. It's a very defensive hold from the CTs, what we like to see. You don't need to challenge, really, especially when you've got the scout and the crossfire set up towards that A side. You can see like 3 players towards that side of the map, 1 player in towards heaven. Quick rotation from there. Mertz watching long. He's going for those tags, bit of intel and fallback. Don't have to overcommit to these frags. GODSENT do have controls of the bathroom. They're going to have 2 smokes available. Probably drop those on the site and then try and get that plant down. But they'll have to wait a little bit first as Kiabi holds them off with the smoke towards the bathrooms. And the first kill comes in from Mertz. Lovely stuff with the scout to find that first pick towards long.
All 6 kills so far for North at the hands of Mertz. Kiabi definitely wants to have very slow reaction, as he was so focused on the front side of the bathrooms he didn't realize they'd walked out beside him. Valda finally gets 2 of his own and adds to that total. It's another round surely that goes against GODSENT with 6 HP. Freddy's moving without even having his hands on the keyboard. It's almost like we have the wrong camera.
Yep, that might be the case. That's Disco Dogman's camera. So there we go. Freddy B. The cameras have been a little bit odd this event, but I kind of like it.
That's
it keeps
things.
Yeah, exactly. It makes things a little bit challenging, but there it is. Nice shot, Mertz. Hampus just says. I'm sure you're all keen to know what goes on in the server logs. Nothing too interesting, I'm afraid. 2-0 for North. As 3 kills for Valda. Got a little bit uncomfortable there for the CTs as GODSENT burst out through the smoke. So the flashbangs there. They managed to trade equally at the start, but at that point, Valda with the UMP gets 3 kills, shuts it down, and it should be the full eco now for GODSENT. No plants available as of yet. So Glocks across the board. Maybe a PT50 for Freddie B. He's got a little bit of extra cash there, but we'll see. Nothing at all. So this is the full eco, not a single dollar spent. So North should be aiming to keep at least 5 players alive. We'll see anything less than that would be a little bit disappointing, but Kiabi could find himself in a spot of bother here. He'll be in the open for now as he falls back. You can see him taking so much damage and not going to drop just yet. Mertz with a nice shot with that USP on 1 HP at this stage. And that's going to be the round, and looks like they have got the clean sweep here. Mertz can just hide up as the grenades come in. Brolan, 15 years old, and now dead. There's a quick life.
Only the good die young, though, Hank.
Exactly. And round number 4 coming in. Yeah, I think that's a really cool storyline. You've got a 15-year-old player who can't even play in most online leagues in your team. That says a lot about his skill, you know? That the fact they're willing to even take that sacrifice, not have certain presence in certain prestigious leagues because of him. He must be something special. I was speaking to the NRP guys last night. They said, yeah, this guy can be absolutely stunning in Counter-Strike. So watch out for him as we go to round number 4. First gun round, of course. Bit of a bonus for North with the UMP and the MP9 for AZ. And in terms of their stance, a bit of aggression towards the connector. I'm sure that's where they'll try and find their first pick.
Kiarbi waits with a crossfire setup of MSL, but they go slow enough to read that, and Hampus hits a perfect entry shot to MSL before Kiarbi could even respond. So 2-man advantage, and we're only at 1 minute and 27 seconds. Hampus will go back. They'll withdraw from that position, despite that he could have pushed through the stairs if he'd wanted, given that his teammate is frontside bathrooms, but his teammate is frontside bathrooms with Mertz having evaded him going through his smoke. Now, with Mertz retreat, does he get caught? Because Freddy's going to know that he's trying to get back, and that's exactly what happens. Mertz didn't have a clue that he was there.
Well, this is looking like a very convincing Godsend round. Hampus opening things up towards the connector. Like we said, a bit of a bonus round. That's why North are trying to force the issue at the very start of the round. They go for those first picks. Really didn't work out for them, though. It's going to be the 5 versus 2 now at this point. AZ and Val, they're just going to try and hold towards B. If they go A and plant, they'll just stay here. But if they do somehow come towards B side, obviously give it a go. But it will be an A side plant. That's going to be the round. They won't even attempt to retake here. Lovely stuff by Hampus especially. Got those 2 kills towards the connector. That was pretty much the round at that point. Nothing really could be done to recover the situation. But the good news is there is money available still, especially these 2 saving their weapons. All for Mertz, definitely a thing with 5,300 right now. They are going to only get 1,400 in the next round, but still he can get the AWP armor and a few grenades as Freddy B tries to find these final few players. He'll be looking towards the connector right now. Don't think he'll find them though. Valda will be right in front of him, but in that difficult corner.
Good find at least to get AZ. Valda does respond and keeps the M4 up. First gun round goes the way of GODSENT. So good start. Once the guns are drawn, almost winning the pistol. There you go, Brolan. Gets the M4 down as well. Almost winning the pistol as well. Remember, that was a one-on-one, and it was all Mertz that got it for North. So don't rule GODSENT out, despite that you and I both think 2-0 is probably the likely score line. There's reasons to believe otherwise. That's pretty quick.
And that was a nice shot. Well, I guess you and I, we don't really have that much intel on GODSENT. I don't think we can say we've watched them a ton recently. I didn't really remember they were in the tournament until today, I'll be honest. So they haven't really been on the A stream. So I haven't been able to catch any of their games. I'm interested to see what they can bring to the table here.
Have to admire your honesty.
Yeah, well,
could have just played that one off.
I don't care. You know, might as well be honest. No, it's a stacked tournament format. They haven't been on the A stream. You know, it's 8 best of 3s a day.
It's true.
So I can't catch them all. But either way, it will be GODSENT now with an upper hand in terms of winning the previous round. Now they've got the full utility, the AKs, and a boost from Valda. But this is a very passive default from the terrorist, so he'll be very cautious. Doesn't want to jump up.
Rolled up. Down after the attempted boost. They didn't catch much with it. Kiarbi still trying to exchange with Hampus inside of the bathrooms. Inside and out. One inside and one at the front. As the T is trying to establish a bit of map control, they'll do the same back over toward B. So no aggression from the CT side this round. Pretty standard. You've got a man covering in front, which Kiarbi's doing of A, and then at long they did have a flower pot position for Mertz, but he's since subsided and gone back into the site. Perhaps rightfully so, because the rotation's going to be required. Volda nearly made a blunder of it, because perfect flash to Monster times the peak absolutely brilliantly, but nearly gave up half his ammunition before he got one of the 2, which he did get both. kills. Good shot from Freddy, boosted on the sandbags above the smoke.
Yeah, that was actually quite good from Freddy. Bombs down though, and that's going to be a lovely kill for Disco Doppler. They take the lead back with 20 seconds. There's no rotation at this point. 2 versus 1. MSL, the in-game leader, only with the submachine gun available to him. Has to find 2 kills, or just 1 and deny that plant. That could be enough, but it's not going to happen. Good play by GODSENT, going in together and guaranteeing the frag there. MSL didn't stand a chance. An explosive round. Looked like North had it with Valda's heroic effort towards the monster tunnel, but wasn't quite enough. GODSENT proving themselves to be a decent little team here. Just to note, they've got Nasu, Lopez's brother, as the coach in the back there. He had success with Penta at the PGL Major in Krakow.
That's true.
Where he got them to that event through the qualifying system. And that's where Sonny came on everyone's radar properly, I would say, at that point.
Absolutely. And prior to that, with Ents, he was also on that first lineup.
He was actually a player in that lineup, yeah. So I think this is the best role for him, though. He's one of the old boys, 1.6 legend. He's playing Rockats.
It's all about his movement mechanics in 1.6 as well.
Yeah. So
you can see it in a small documentary we did on the brothers.
We did do a documentary on the Konavan brothers, so go check that out.
Good you said the last name and not me. The Heike Kovalainen brothers.
Might not have done it properly, but I don't know. Either way, it's going to be Hampers to spray them all down along. Brolan will come in and finish things off. Very quick round there, 3-3. Actually a trio of rounds for GODSENT, as after losing the pistol and recovering from there. We'll see what happens in the next gun round. 4 M4s for North. Kiabi will get the 5th, so no diffuse kits available, no orbs, and they've got a bare bones setup of utility here. GODSENT actually looked like the better squad right now in terms of coordination, but very early days. It's a lovely little run boost that's going on there towards the B side of the map. And here we go, round 7, ladies and gentlemen. Boost for Kiabi. I actually like this boost a lot. Good for 1 frag. Better with the AWP usually, but we'll see if it works out with the M4. Using that Molotov to stop the fast push towards short, and they have got the boost set up. Valda going for the first pick here, but Hampus is going to be pre-firing him, but not quick enough. He'll go down, and he'll go for a little bit of spam damage here as well. Connects 1 bullet, but only does 3 damage. So Valda with the opening pick, that's job done. They can just hold up at this point.
Freddy. Massive hole carved in the door. Look that direction, but while he's doing so, it's Twist that gets caught off, and Brolan can't get positioned in time before they drop off the boost and fall back to respawn. So they go 2 men down, making it 3rd. Good read from Kiabi. Realized that a few shots were fired as he worked into the corner to get the angle just right on the M4. It's not the AK that you can get a random headshot with and make it work. He hit both bullets. Easy to wait to the barrels. Bomb back toward T-spawn. Slowly heading in that direction because Freddy needs to get nearer to his teammate Disco in a 2 versus 5 take. With 3 men in the site and 1 in the window. Good luck. Flash is also dodged. And pretty straightforward. Good read from North.
Great stuff. Clean sweep. MSL to finish things off there. It all started with the boost towards short. Seems like most of the action is going down towards that B side of the map. In these early gun rounds, 4-3 now. North take the lead back, and Mertz won't be able to get the AWP out just yet because it'd be a little bit silly to throw an M4 away. Might as well stick on the rifles for now. There's AZ at the end, spinning up and down a couple of years for him. More troughs and peaks, I would say, but big round coming in. Twist on the AWP, a player that's been around for so long, never really realised his full potential, I would say. Always been considered a great talent, but never really kind of captured in the last 3 years or so. It feels like he's always just been on the cusp of greatness. As we'll see Kiabi push towards long. He's just waiting for an opportunity here. His teammates take some of the aggro away. MSL's doing that. Kiabi surely going to push at this point, which he does. Takes down Brolan. 2 kills coming in, Matt. That's all you really need. No one has to go for any more. You've got 5 full HP players. You've got a lovely position here in the connector. That's almost guaranteeing a kill from Valda. Great stuff.
Seeing at least 1.
Yeah, well that would do, considering they've got the 2-man advantage.
You might have even suspected that they would have backed off sooner, but the fact that he was in there, he couldn't really get away cleanly, so they actually just held it. It works. Like you say, it was a great position to be in. Okay, fair enough. He's gotten to the corner, and he's there cleanly, and it should work. Doesn't really need to be something AZ's looking to do.
Especially with the fact he's alone on that B side of the map, but it is going to get the kill and the bomb, so that's well played in the end. Disco Doppler to try and cause any sort of financial damage he can towards the counter-terrorist here. I don't think we'll get much more than 1 kill. Maybe take down Kiabi's towards the monster tunnel right now. We'll have a look. Making a bit of noise though, so that's going to give himself up, and he will go down eventually. So another pretty much clean round there. It's only Valda that goes down. Nice aggressive stance there from North as MSL the push towards middle first. Gets that first kill from the fountain. Kiabi swings out from long, challenges towards the playground, finds the second. And at that point, Valda's lovely position we pointed out was overlooked. He got the third frag at that point. The round was pretty much done with AZ's push towards Monster. So lots of pushing there from the north side, and it works out very well for them. They've whittled down the money of GODSENT. So just pistols now.
The interesting thing about that is there was so much aggression at all points in the round that it's going to emphasize the fact that GODSENT need to establish map control.
Sure. Because
as soon as they lost to, again, AZ did push up, didn't really need to, but it's in the back of the mind for GODSENT that they've really got nowhere. So Mertz against pistols with the AWP will hold and wait to see who shows face in front of the bathrooms. There's no smokes, so Twist is actually just holding an angle rather than setting up for an execution. Mertz is going to get Hampus first. We moved away too soon. Very disciplined approach from North so far. Knowing they're against pistols, they'll keep distance. Decent position and boost from Disco, though. The fact that AZ's looking down to Monster, and this is going to fall apart because he wanted to try and support MSL. He got caught out. MSL never got the flash he wanted, and therefore went down immediately. Volda has to hold alone, and he's getting overwhelmed. Thankfully, some missed shots, but Broland follows in the same approach, and it's suddenly on to Mertz in a 1 versus 2. He's gotten Broland immediately on the AWP. There's an AK available to him. If I'm not mistaken, an M4 as well, but he's content to keep the op. And all on the pick against AZ. This round could slip away to the pistols. GODSENT were desperate for one of their positions to work, and the boost does. Twist will get the plant down finally. They've both picked up M4s in the meantime. No armor to go along with those. Might be inconsequential to the AWP, but I suspect he's going to swap that now. He's picked up a kit. Molotov onto the site. Spots one close, but as he commits to the first bit of vision, the second man showed.
That was really well played from GODSENT. You can hear them reacting to the sound cue of the Molotov being thrown in. As soon as he swings up, they know he's got an AWP. So you might get one of them, but he's not going to get the second. So it's really cool to see them capitalize in that respect. As we'll get into round 10 here. GODSENT pull one back, but Mertz back on the AWP. Money still relatively strong, actually. Going to have 4 rifles, the AWP, a couple of kits. Sure, the utility's not really there, but it did just lose all 5 players. Still have the AWP out. Mertz standing in the flames for a little bit longer, trying to get that first kill towards the connector area. Same spam attempt there from Valda. Not going to find any damage this time, as he'll just be jumping up looking for information. Go for it again. Hits a few bullets this time as they spam back. Bit of a game of chicken here. Did spot one as he jumped over, and it will be a B split by the looks of things. See all 5 players on the B side of the map for GODSENT. Still spamming away as they set themselves up for a potential contact play here.
Gets caught out in the fact that he got dinked and then wanted to commit to the angle, hoping he could at least find one. The Molotov went in. Look at Broland go 15. And he's absolutely slaughtering North. Mertz holding from the bottom of the stairwells. Will try and hold in case anyone crosses over from sandbags or wants to escape the post plant. And it's Broland that might do so, but he's smart and wise to the fact that Disco's already there. He doesn't need to do much. And they're already looking to save. Kiabi could find on Hampus. That'll confirm the save and give Mertz a chance to get away.
Broland's pretty decent, isn't he? That was very snappy with his AK-47. In he goes in towards B, finds 3 kills in total, and North just collapse around him. They didn't put up much of a fight there whatsoever. It's Kiabi who gets 1 consolation frag. He's still alive as he holds onto his M4. It's Mertz, AWP, and GODSENT tying things up again. 5-5 with 4 players surviving. Very efficient B take there. Nothing too technical, nothing too complicated. Just holding up in the default to start, focusing on the B side of the map, and then a couple of coordinated smokes and flashbangs going together, and Broland mowing 3 of them down. I'd love to see a replay from his POV just to see how crisp it was. I'm sure this is it. And in he comes. So first kill, pretty standard, but this is where it gets spicy. That was beautiful. Third one, maybe even better. Very well done. Great spray control. And single-handedly wins a round. So there you go. You can see this boy's got talent.
It's exciting, too, because at 15, there's so much potential. You can't help but think of the prospect. So hopefully, all things go his way and a bright future ahead of him. Twist, good start on Kiabi. Hard to believe it's a 5-5 game, really. Hampus gets MSL. It still seems in my mind, without looking at the scoreboard, that North had so much control early on. But again, we pointed out there were signs. They won the first gun round. They were close in the pistol, and now they are contesting. And North showing signs of weakness as they did yesterday. Rounds they win, they look great. They look excellent. They're getting map control. They're shutting GODSENT down. Rounds they lose, subtle slip-ups. Pistol to kill out AZ at the window. Throws forces off the timing of a flash. Gets MSL caught out. AZ does try and get Brolan. Manages it. My goodness, USP of all things against armored opponents at long, and they finally get a shot to him behind the tree. Mertz just hit both. That was a lineup, but a leg shot on the first. He recognizes and goes back with the pistol and gets 2 down. It's a 1-on-1, and Mertz has armor, a kit, and is fully suited to try and make this clutch a reality. Now, the problem being, it is the AWP, but again, we saw him last time in this situation elect to keep it despite that he had the option of both an M4 and an AK at his feet. So that won't bother him in the least. What will is that he still has quite a bit of ground to cover and rotating toward B, and the bomb already planted. Hampus has escaped the site and has so much to work with on the post plant.
Yeah, he really does. Mertz got his work cut out for him here. The fact he has the AWP, it's really not ideal, but Hampus comes towards Monster.
This is a problem. Hampus has actually, thankfully hit the shot. He was almost overthinking it. He didn't have to go back in a position to rotate in before the defuse came around. The fact that he went to Monster against the op, it's very linear. I almost would have thought Mertz hit that shot.
Yeah, well, it was looking promising for Mertz, but still, in the 1-versus-1 where you literally have no information as to where he could be, there's 4 different potential spots going on. You can't really pre-fire and have the cursor, well, the scope ready on every single angle. Yeah, maybe he should have hit the shot, but overall, it was Hampus to win it out again, 6-5, and it's 3 rounds in a row for GODSENT, but still, North are able to buy. Mertz with the glass cannon. 4 M4s coming out, and Hampus with the fast play towards B. They want to challenge Valda. Let's see if we can hold them off. They'll be holding up towards short as they deploy some smokes right now. On towards that site, and AZ and Valda both flash, sitting in the smoke. MSL will strike first, but here comes Brolan again. Only good for 1 this time, 3-versus-2. Hampus, that's your own team, my friend. As you make things a little bit awkward there for Twist, but Twist now in the 2-versus-1. Very skilled AWPer. Let's see whether he can make this round his. He's got plenty of time to work with here. Communication a little bit off there for GODSENT, I have to say, but he's got 1 smoke, Molotov, and indeed the bomb. So, do North stick together? It's going to be Kiabi and Mertz. They're both on the B side of the map, at least. And Mertz kind of rotating around the CT halls, but they'll be boosting up towards B, I think, at this stage. We'll have a look.
So, Twist with the AWP to try and extend the lead for GODSENT. Pre-scoped, so no noise to be made. And the rotation goes away. They're going to play this as a unit. They're going to play this together. That's not a bad idea from North. But they'll have to retake.
Problem is, if he gets this bomb down with the AWP,
absolutely,
lots of all potential there, like clutch coming through. Here we go. Bomb will be planted. So, where does he drop the Molotov? Just going to try and buy himself some time to rotate out. He is cautious of short and Monster, but there'll be no presence there whatsoever.
I think he's heard them drop.
He must have done.
They've spotted him. Already hit as well. Thankfully, it was through the planks and pallets, so it wouldn't do a massive amount of damage, but they were hot onto him before he was aware of where they were. I was curious. It suggested that he thought they were coming that direction based on where he planted, and it also negated the fact that he would have a solid post-plant position with the AWP.
I don't know. I think he could have done a lot more with that. The fact he gets to the B site and found no one there and he's planted with no reaction whatsoever, I think he could have taken a gamble to run straight towards Monster, at least have a chance instead of sitting on the site and kind of getting overwhelmed. Here are your frag leaders, though, Hampus and Valda at the very top. At the bottom, MSL and Disco Doplin. Brolan on 9, Mertz on 11. So we'll follow that in a few more rounds and see where they sit at halftime, perhaps, as we'll get into North. Tying things up again, very back and forth game.
So MSL need, after the flames, to lower Hampus for a marginal damage. They've lost the young gun in Brolan. He's been taken down by Twist.
Just to know,
excuse me, he's been taken down by Mertz. Twist got the kill as I was saying that.
This is North's pick, just for context. So the fact it's so close could make things very uncomfortable for Nuke, which is up next. And that's where GODSENT will
This
be looking to
this
take
would
it.
be another disappointment on a list that is starting to look longer and longer and more overwhelming of disappointments for North. Coming off a victory as well at DreamHack Tour.
Yeah, not really a significant one either. So we'll see. It was certainly confidence building for them, but I think they're only going to need a lot more than that to say this is going to be a successful year for them. Less than a minute remaining. 4 and 4, Valda, very low. In terms of the utility left, 2 smokes for the T side, a few flashbangs, 1 Molotov. If that's a smoke thrown by North, indeed it is. That's a great time to do it. And it's going to buy them some time as GODSENT will have to wait for that to go down. But still 40 seconds. There is 1 Molotov remaining for Valda. He does play B. So if he can drop that towards short when they fully commit, that could be the difference maker. Here comes their final commitment now. Flashes over, MSL trying to dodge them, and he'll flash himself towards Monster and try and set up AZ here, but he'll take the kill anyway. Bomb down. Great hold by North so far. AZ should be able to finish things off here. Freddy B won't be able to win this round, I'm afraid, with 10 seconds, can't even plan really. In fact, he's Molotoved off and he's got 2 HP. He'll give it a go, and that's a decent effort. Closer than it had to be. You can't even recover that off of North, so there we go. It does at least cost them a lot financially, but GODSENT, them too. They've got about 2k per player with the second stage loss bonus, no bomb going down. I would say they can just take a full eco here. They don't need to partial buy or force it. They'll have enough for AKs and armor into the next, so that's fine.
So round 14. 9-6 has to be the goal. 8 looks likely. At the very least. Twist is going to go with his teammates back over toward the playground. They'll get set toward the fountain and A position on the map. We've seen a lot more aggression toward B as of late, so a forward stance from North, reading the economy well. We'll see if the crossfires that they establish are feasible or otherwise as Hampus continues to push up. Twist to lead the charge. It's Kirby that waits with the M4. Diffuse kits for both he and Valda. Valda waiting, I think, at the window, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, Kirby, great Molotov, good nade. They've done significant damage inside of the bathrooms. He continues to peek back out. Finds a great shot on Berlin in doing so, and he'll continue to fire it long where he spots up Freddy B. Puts him to 10. He's desperate to find 1 bullet from the pistol, and he will. Freddy walks back out, silenced pistol, so he never would have saw the tracers coming through. And it's now 8-6 as expected.
Oh yes, that was one of those rounds where it was very unlikely GODSENT got much done at all. Will be the final round of the first half, though. I would say North will be slightly disappointed with this. Remember, they won the pistol and got the 3-0 start, but have only posted 8 rounds, and they're certainly considered the favourites, at least in my book, in terms of experience and how many events North have been to at this point. We'll see whether GODSENT can close things out with success. They're going to have the 5 AKs, no AWP and twist. And Hampus fast towards middle, trying to beat MSL there, but the flash is so good from the CTs. The shot's not quite as good as... do a little bit of damage, but Mert's in a bit of trouble here. Hasn't got his trusty AWP, has to fall back towards the bathrooms, which he does safely. Grenades in towards that connector, and it's a little bit chaotic here at the start. But no one being dropped just yet. GODSENT do have their 4 smokes, but for now, very tentative. Maybe slightly rattled by the aggression shown by the CTs at the very start of the round. For now, though, still got plenty of time, just under 1 minute 20 as Hampus focuses towards middle by himself for now. Feeling brave, spamming towards those smokes.
So as the smoke slowly reaches the end of its time, MSL wants to peek back out. He's not willing to fall back to the site, and rightfully so. Well, thank you very much for the bomb. Smoke that off again. Yes, sir. Swap sides as well, just for good measure. That's spotted, though, because he took 2 shots when he did, and Hampus had a lineup on it. Well responded. It's easy to do the same over toward B. Disco down inside of connector. That may discourage any chance of a rotation back to that side of the map, and as such, they're getting aggressive at long A. They've leaving a gap, or left a gap to the site at the front, but they'll be able to wrap immediately in behind, and Mertz is smart to his hold his tongue, because in doing so, he gets much closer. They confirm they're there, and the bomb goes down 9-6. Good recovery.
That was really swift from Mertz. That was quite nice. You could see he perfectly executed those 2 kills at the end, denied the bomb going down. 9-6 for North. I would say that's a little bit more comfortable. 8-7 would have been quite disappointing. But overall, GODSENT on the T side of Overpass, still anyone's game. It's wide open here. If they win the pistol, they might even be favourites. Switching over to the CT side, we'll see. But we're going to take a little break, Matt. I didn't catch why, did you?
I didn't catch why, but a 2-minute break required, and then we'll get right back into it. It's almost like some other events that we do.
Yeah, well, we'll be right back.
Well, we welcome you back, and we get ready to roll. 9-6 was the halftime scoreline. Remember, that is for North on a CT side, but it's their map choice. Accumulating 9 rounds is no easy feat, but is there anything left in that? North had them at 6-6 at one point in time. In fact, I think they had them at 6-5 at one point in time. So
yeah.
Chance that they can pull this off.
It was very close at one point. I've been quite impressed with GODSENT. I think they're like a decent little unit. Brodan had some impressive rounds. Hampus as well, showing a great entry potential. Disco Doplin, more of a household name of 3 for 11. Not exactly ideal for him, but either way, it's a very important pistol here for GODSENT. I would say the underdogs here, but there's a Molotov in towards B from North. That's going to be towards the barrels. A fast play in towards the side. This is full retake from GODSENT. They might be done for here. Look at the positioning from Vauda. He could shut down absolutely everything as the bomb's planted. And there it is. 2 kills for him. Very well done. That will do. The Twist fighting back here, but not for long. 3 versus 2 now. Brolan does have the defuse kit. Hampers towards heaven. We'll see if they have any chance here. Timing could work out quite nicely for Kiabi, it seems, who is looking away. Swings around 90 degrees and takes him down. Brolan, he might be young and talented, but I don't think he has what it takes to win this.
Likely not. Bit of a tough situation with the bomb down as well. He does his utmost, but can't find anything. So North gets the 10th round. That'll give them the momentum in the second half, and on their map choice, you would expect this gives them a pretty decent chance of closing it out. They'll go straight to AKs, as well as 1 UMP for Mertz, as he is the AWP player. Presumably he wants to build up his bank. Indeed.
Well, there we go. Both pistols for North. And they're up 10-6. Will be the force buy in response by the CTs. CZ's, Deagles, and Twist with the Scouts. I remember some very cool highlight clips of him in the Scouts back in the day. We'll see whether we can see more of that now. Round 17, and GODSENT on the force buy. North's initial approach is very slow and very promising as Daisy gets the first kill. Probably be traded out at this point. You can see him running off as Disco Doplin hunts him down. Smoke down as well, just buying some time. That's actually well played by AZ. As Disco knows, I mean, players are rotating in. The fact AZ survives there with their clever utility usage is quite good. 5 versus 3. They can hold up now for any sort of CT reactions. Plenty of time. But 2 low HP players, that's AZ and Mertz. But so far, so good. As they'll presumably finish up somewhere like long. Try and split towards the A-bomb side, but for now, probably hold for the next 30 seconds or so.
Not really required to do much in this situation. Aside from plant the bomb. Pretty much the only thing they need to do. That bomb still waits at the fountain. And all three members of GODSENT await at A. Precautionary flash from Kierbia. To go into the connector. Quick decoy behind them, and they'll rush in even with that noise down and check the corner, rightfully so. Find Freddie B. Just with the scout. Tag to 48 will back away, and good riddle solving. Look at the HP. Look at the HP. 1-8 if they were all in the same spot would do it. The Deagle's still menacing. Unlikely that they're able to achieve it. Oh, they think he's gone. Kierbia went back to check the stairs and actually just went down and out of the corner as Hampus was there, so they didn't spot him even still. Bold is the high HP player. I'm not going to give him a chance in this round, but I certainly, with the AK picked up, might have given him a chance to get a number of kills.
Well, there it is. 1 kill given up, but wanted a lot more. You're absolutely right. Here's NVIDIA GeForce GTX, a graphics platformer star ladder. If you're not using an NVIDIA graphics card, you're doing it wrong. All these players will be using it on stage.
You're probably stuck in low hell.
Possibly. That could be the main reason. Full eco for GODSENT. Looking likely to be 12-6 here. This is to be expected. I think GODSENT had some good rounds, but when they're 12-6 down, it's going to take a lot to get back into it. But certainly possible. I'd love to see Twist really kick off with that AWP. We'll see whether he can do anything here at all. No, down he goes to the Mac 10 of Mertz, and 1 kill for Freddie B, but overall very strong money now for the T side. 7 grand for Mertz. He could even drop his AK and bring out the AWP, which he does. First gun round here, and you can see GODSENT struggling after that force by in the second round map. They can't bring out the AWP. They have 1 kit, no incendiaries. If ever there was a chance to run away with this game for North, this would be it. 13-6 up, Force and Eco could be 14 after that. So this is pretty much must win. GODSENT lose this one, it's all going to spiral out of control. CT money not forgiving. That's why teams like North, we discussed this in great detail over the last 3 years, I would say, but more so than ever because North are one of the teams that are not force buying in the second round these days. Easy, that's a lovely little shot. Looked like he was absolutely done for there. How has he pulled that one off? Oh, Hampus will be kicking himself for that. And that's an early pick given to North, and not really much GODSENT can do to react to it. As you can see, they haven't really got the utility as Brodan waits in the bathrooms.
Yeah, poor Hampus. I thought he had that absolutely. But AZ with the pick. Brodan in the bathroom, smoke down. He'll try and work his way back out. Still watching behind him. He's worried about Long, but he's got other issues. Thankfully, Twist is going to get closer to his position. Unfortunately, their targets are going to get a lot farther away as Freddy falls back to the site. North is definitely forcing rotations from the CTs. Good read by Brolin. He's got the bomb, and he finds MSL as well. This could steal the round. 4 HP, remember, for AZ, as Mertz seriously hoped that Brolin continued down the stairs and back in the hall to retract position on the bomb, and would have found him with the AWP. AZ has to go hunting. Twist does not know he's this close, and therefore the AK is menacing, but Twist realizes and recovers. Well,
there we go. Brodan pretty much saves the day. It was looking quite weak there for GODSENT, but AZ will be taken down. His play towards the B site doesn't really find him much at all. And now, 20 seconds remaining, it's up to Mertz. He's not really doing much of this. Looks like he might just be saving as he gets spammed up. He's not really sure what to do here, apart from save, I think. He's got a lot of utility to save. He's got the Molotov, smoke, flashbangs, a deagle as well. Might as well save the weapon, I would say. It's worth a lot more than he'll get for the loss bonus for dying. So there we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. He's going to save it. He'll get no money, but the rest of his teammates are fine for another buy. And he's got enough to even have 2 grand in the bank still. So that's absolutely fine. I think that's the best call he could have gone for. But Brodan in the connector, continuing that strong 4. I think he might be top fragging by now. He's on 12 for 15. It's Hampus at the top of 14, who was unlucky at the very start there not to get AZ. But it might have been enough, considering that was one of the penultimate kills, which was quite simple in the end for Twist.
Absolutely. Hampus actually asked what the HP was that was left over because he couldn't figure out, probably himself, why he didn't get the kill. Or at least wanted to know how close that he was. Twist forced off by a flash. That'll allow North to cross over at Long and get Bit of control. Brolan is the one they'll confront. No AWP though, so he's playing a long shot from Flower and looking for the support. An intern to help. The position with Twist. Excuse me, with Disco Doppelin.
12-7. Reset is there for GODSENT. Needs to be very careful. That's not going to help. Roland, one of the key players, dropped by Mertz. That was a long, very standard flash over. Take the pick, and Roland drops. He was right by the flower bed. So now, another opening pick for North. Who's going to recover the situation for the GODSENT boys here? One of the absolute underdogs in the tournament. Currently 2-2. This is the final group stage game. Whoever loses is making it to playoffs. Whoever wins will be in the arena. This is big though from Freddy, but not quite big enough. 4 versus 2 now, 45 seconds. CT separated, one of which is in the connector. That's Twist, and then Disco Doppelin, who's currently on 3 frags, 15 deaths. Don't think he'll be doing much about this. Hasn't shown good form today, as the bomb will be planted now.
Twist still waiting at the doorway in case they retreat back his direction. If he can get 1 kill after the bomb goes down, which he does, that'll allow him to work out the doorway and encourage his take upon the site. Helps a lot, the fact that Disco wants to get in from the bottom of the stairs as well, and Twist toward the sandbags will get a better read as to exactly where they're playing. Mertz toward Monster could entirely stifle that position. Disco's going to be traded. MSL, good swing, and they know that Twist was working back in from construction, so they'll look that direction. Smoke on his left. Would have worked to limit MSL's vision, but Mertz responds accordingly, having known that that was recently thrown, and go 13 for North.
13-7. It's looking very convincing now for North. I don't think GODSENT can justify the force buy here. There's the money on your screen. They're going to go for it. So 1 M4 so far. They might want to take a pause here just to make sure they distribute the wealth correctly. But there it is, 1 M4, a UMP, Deagle CZ. This is pretty much end of the line. So a desperate situation for the GODSENT boys. It's another Swedish-Danish clash here. We've had a couple of these derbies in the tournament so far. See whether Twist can get anything done here at all. Round 21. Feels like a North map. Got Nuke next in our best of 3. I'm sure a lot of the GODSENT players have never made it to a big stage before. Brodan and Hampus, I'm sure they'd be keen to get there. North, at this point, it would just be a sigh of relief if they made it.
Absolutely. For them, I mean, they are a team that if they hit their stride, anything's possible.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of getting into the playoffs at this point, and then it all starts over. Whereas GODSENT will be struggling. I won't say struggling, but they'll be, oh, wow, Twist. Both kills and bomb down. GODSENT will be, I don't want to say struggling, but overachieving perhaps. They'll be punching above their weight, and it'll be, you know, all on at all times.
Surprised that North don't even check the party area, like one of the most common pushes for a CT side. They are recovering though, but didn't have to be this dicey. But still, 3 versus 2 in their favor. AZ and Valda tagged up. Hampus and Disco Doppelin to try and do whatever they can here. It has to be a round victory. They can't save these weapons. Hampus has been the top fragger so far. He waits in the bathrooms. An equal trade would not be enough. He's given himself up. He might not even get 1 here, but there's the first. Nails the shot in the second. A Mertz of the Orb can't exactly push towards him, but my God. Clotheslines him with the AWP. Rips his head from his shoulders, and this is still possible for Disco Doppelin, absolutely so. If he can stop this plant going down, it could be possible, but he doesn't, but he will get the follow-up kill. Just about. Disco Doppelin's had a really rough game, 5 and 16, but if he saves it here, absolutely fine.
Easy in the corner. Yeah, far too low in HP, so Disco gets away with it finally. And it'll be an 8th round for GODSENT. He'll grab the AWP to carry over on their CT side. What a shot from Mertz. That got further than it potentially should have on that alone.
Oh, yes. Absolutely so. So, you could see how desperate he was to not take that pick. He's like, guys, if I pick him, we're going to lose this round. Had to take it in the end. It's getting way too awkward, and he does connect the no-scope. But it wasn't quite enough. Disco Doppelin, great flank. Played it well. Like we said, very difficult game for him so far. That's his 6th kill, and couldn't be more important at this stage. That was a must-win round. North still with cash, but you can see it dwindling though. 4 AKs and a CZ for AZ. North certainly a team that have been criticised for their ability to close games out. And they'll be heading towards B this time. Disco Doppelin throws the initial Molotov to stop the rush. Valda, he's more interested in the short area. Looks towards the connector for now. No one towards middle or long. CT's not aware of that just yet. They haven't got an aggressive player, even in the connector. And here's the final commitment towards B.
Molotov down, and Disco's going to stand in the flames to try and get both. Couldn't quite do so. An extra bullet from MSL for good measure. Cement did that fact as Freddy still stays in the pit. Valda's waiting for the rotations, and here they come. Brolin, what a reads the jump I thought nearly cost him because I wasn't certain that he would be on the ground before such time that Valda would turn back in his direction, but it's a 3 versus 1.
Yeah.
Mertz is going to do what he can. Minute to play with. Edge of the smoke wants to desperately get the bomb down. The problem is they're completely surrounding him, and he's unaware that they've gone to the window.
Well, we've got a game on our hands now. North do get the bomb down, but that should be their cache eradicated. As GODSENT hold on strong towards that B bomb site. Freddy B finding the kills required. 2 from him. Lovely play from Brodan as well. You see he's got great mechanical skill. That movement was fantastic. Bouncing the flash with a jump and pre-firing the corner. Nothing Valda could do in that corner. It's a very common spot, but still Brodan with the lesser weapon comes around and takes him down. Perfect flash, and as I said, it should be eco at this point, so he's now a real chance for GODSENT to find double digits and get themselves back in this game. Not over just yet. We'll see what they've got left in the tank here. So CZ's PT50s, no armor. Wouldn't even call this a partial buy. This would be classified as an eco for the North squad. As Freddy B fires off speculative shots to try and find the first kill here.
Kirby goes around toward the sandbags with the CZ-75. Freddy's going to swap positions in the site. They'll go. They haven't found kills before they get into the site, but they haven't established a presence there, and the crossfire does shut them down before a plant comes in. I always get a little worried when the floodgates open that if they don't hit the shots quickly enough, the pistols will run them down, but it doesn't go that way, at least this time for North. So 10 rounds now for GODSENT achieved, and guns again for North, but no AWP.
Certainly not. That's all the utility they need. They are considered an execution-based team. It was recently divulged in an interview that MSL is trying to be more hands-on mid-round. And I kind of get what he means. Like, he cut from the same cloth I am. Like, Source in-game leaders, like, famously just called it strategy at the start. It wasn't very hands-on approach. And I guess he's still kind of in that similar sort of mindset, trying to change things up, be more dynamic as a squad, and deliver calls that are required to change things up when you need to. 13-10 and round number 24. Getting closer than I thought. It felt like GODSENT were out of this one, but that key round, the force by victory of the CZs, the 1-4 was certainly enough. And for now, North in a very slow default. Make their way towards the bathrooms. Bombs there as well. CT's 2 players towards long, first of which is going to be Brolan. He's got the AK, can hear the players towards the bathroom. AZ with the first shot. It's been quite an exciting battle between him and those guys at the B site, but Brolan not going to have any action just yet as they fall back potentially towards the connector of B.
Green on green. Alden leads the way in. Freddy's going to rotate to the ramp. That'll give him headshot potential at bags, but he doesn't want that. He wants to go straight to Monster and greet them, on arrival. Kirby has something to say about that, as Hampus at least gets MSL back. Mertz is still on the site, and if he's aware of it, he'll find Hampus down toward the smoke. He's done exactly that. Kirby beats him to the punch, but either one of them would have found the kill. It's Brolin on the flank, though, and bomb planted. Good read by Mertz.
Yeah, well done. Mertz, watching every facet of the map, finds himself 2 kills, and it's going to be 14-10. Still a buy for GODSENT, though, but now, more than ever, they need to make sure they play a perfect game. Can they buy the AWP? I'm not sure. Yeah, they've got plenty of cash. They can. It'll be dropped by Hampus if required. They'll take a tactical timeout. They'll allow the coach to get involved. See whether Nasu can find out what the problem is here. Why did they lose their last round? A lot of action towards B. AZ seems to be a thorn in their side. Sure, he's getting traded out, but it's very beneficial for a T side. If you get a player that consistently go towards the site and just find a pick, and then even if he goes down, you're going to cause rotation. You're going to thin out the CT defense. That's exactly what he did. Well played. And we'll find ourselves in round number 25. The unpaused called, and it's going to be the first time we'll see a double AWP setup across this map. We didn't really see North try that at all. They're not really a double AWP team. We'll see whether this will work out for Hampus and Twist. So will they go aggressive with it or just hold up with the 2 turrets on either bomb side? I'd assume they'll explore their options towards middle at the very start. Hampus will be heading towards B with the AWP, and Twist towards middle. Doesn't go for the first pick. Actually looking quite sensitive from the CD side. Hampus will be a monster. Trying to take down AZ. I think that's the adjustment they've made. And there it is. It works out perfectly. So instead of letting AZ have full reign of that area, working with his AK, let's get the AWP there and actually challenge him, take him down. And that's going to be a nice early 5-on-4. Good reaction from GODSENT.
So the double op in play, and one has a kill already. Brolin, good stance. He's gotten two. He's looking for a third. He was ready for it. The shadow does show a little bit, so he could pre-fire ever so slightly, but Valdo was quick to go beyond that mark and get the shot in return. Still the other two men down on the north side. Valdo will hold the wall the whole way toward the site. Checks the corner. Just barely went far enough in doing so. Missed shot from Hampus allows them a little bit further. Bomb's already in. The second man is not. Mertz. Is he wise to Hampus' location? Because he could go for the fast peek on the AWP. Couldn't now. He's behind the truck. No vision available under the mirror. And Twist will close it.
Lovely work. GODSENT. That double AWP setup. Great reaction. Fully resets the North boys, and now this will probably go the full distance, all 30 rounds to be played, maybe even a bit further. As MSO has to take the pause, I think they're going to be eco. You can see the money on their screen right now. 4K at the very top, and then at the bottom, right down at $1,700, actually $1,500 for Mertz. So double AWP setup is great. They called it after the pause. It's the perfect reaction. Managed to shut down the man on the screen right there. AZ was having way too much fun opening things up at the B side consistently. And had a nasty surprise from Hampus there and the second AWP.
Just to clarify, you said that this was actually North's pick.
Yeah.
I have it as, well, HLTV has it as Overpass is picked by GODSENT. So North picked Nuke.
I've got North picked Overpass.
Why have they changed it? Refresh it. See if they were wrong.
Okay, yeah, I've refreshed it. They changed it. So
yeah.
HLTV had it wrong. GODSENT picked Overpass. Okay, well, there we go. We can only say what we see.
It's true. We don't think for ourselves. We do what we're told. So, yeah, that makes a little more sense given the numbers that GODSENT have put up and that look well composed. North picked Nuke yesterday, mind you, but they did touch on that on the desk and that GODSENT is not NIP.
Sure. So it is the force buy, just to know from North, trying to answer back. They know it's a double AWP setup out, so maybe they'll use that information. And this looks like an interesting boost. What is this, Matt? Is this little... Oh, it's a three-man. It's kind of a Stralis sort of approach. Imagine 3 grenades will be going in. No damage, I'm afraid. Nice idea. We talked about that yesterday. HE grenades becoming more and more a thing. Zonic really leading the way with those ideas. As we'll see Disco Doplin hold up. He's got players all around him. He needs to find at least one. Gets nothing at all. Freddie B will have to fight back now. 2 for Nail. He'll get 2, but still a 3 versus 3 as the bomb is planted here. Retake with the AWP going to be difficult for Twist, but he has got vision at this point. Grenade successful. And the cell hits, but this round's now very possible, and it could be map points.
Flashes go into the site. They catch 2, but there's no one able to capitalize on the positioning underneath of the window. They want to go forward instead. Freddy's aware that they might be there. Sprays the wall. Great reaction from Carby. Slides underneath the barrel of the gun. Good find, and it's 15-11. Map point for North. And just to clarify, again, this is GODSENT's map choice.
It is. It absolutely is, and that does not bode well for the rest of the series. New coming out next, which is North's pick. And it has to be the force buy here. Of course it does.
Bless you.
Goodness gracious, hay fever is destroying me today. You have to take over for 1 second.
I'll try. I don't know if I can do it alone. Not very experienced. MP7, MP9s, UMP, and Deagle for GODSENT. They'll hold inside of the bathroom desperately. It's all they've got. They had to go all in on it. No question. They had to force as Carby gets toward long. They'll wield the op on Mertz as well, but it's MSL on a UMP. So as to bring out more utility, presumably. Good dink from the MP9, but you can see what the armor does to it. It just couldn't close, despite that was the first bullet to hit. Out of what looked like a few. Carby will back off, having lost that HP in the fight. I say back off, excuse me. He's going to continue to push through long, so wrong perspective. He's gone all the way toward the bank stairs.
Oh, good shot by AZ again. Terrorist with the advantage now in terms of the weaponry. Kiabi's low, but he's got himself in a fantastic position. That should be a guaranteed kill. Oh, God, I thought it was the miss. But he does hold on to it, and that's going to be the game, presumably. Disco Doppelin on 8 kills, 19 deaths, and now smoked out. Probably gets this, but not quite. AZ, great showing from him, I have to say. Impressed with that. Some great kills from him as the game developed. And it will be North stealing away the map pick of GODSENT there. Certainly the underdogs GODSENT, but they put up some decent rounds. They seem like a decent little squad in terms of the coordination on the T side. After losing both pistols, though, Matt, and going down 3-0 on both of them, obviously that's going to be detrimental, especially with the underdogs. I think a team like GODSENT are going to need at least one pistol to stand a chance to drop North here. Just too technical. And I think MSO was absolutely right in his interview. I think pound for pound, every facet of the game, North have them beat slightly in terms of players across the board, tactics, but still, GODSENT made it competitive, and that's all we asked for.
Absolutely made it competitive, and they had some organization on the T side. Saw how close they were to winning that pistol.
Yep.
Won the first gun round. They had some shots that looked impressive. Broland's, I'm excited for this guy.
Yeah, he
15
looks really
years
good.
old. I mean, again, it is unfortunate that there are rules and stipulations in place that prohibit him from playing in certain leagues.
Sure.
But give him another year, and he's going to be firmly on the map.
Yeah, that's insane. 15 years old and looking like he could take on the world at this point with his raw aim and talent. So that's really cool. That's the first map of our final. Well, it's our final best of 3 of the group stages. Yep. The first map done. North take the lead. They're looking likely to get the 2-0, but I guess for now we'll take a break and be back with the analysts.